2020. I just always want to put in the date because I know for some of us the days kind of blend into each other, so I wanted to put the date in. So good morning again. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd. We're going to do a little mindful meditation and affirmations. And so I'm going to share just a couple of things over the next half hour to encourage you to relax, to be more mindful, and to also to continue to say positive things to yourself. A lot of times we tend to get into situations where we say the same thing over and over again, and it might be something that we learned at a very young age, and we continue to do it, and it may not be something that's so effective for us. So we may want to look at something different, and that's why I always talk about affirmations and how can we encourage ourselves to say positive things to ourselves, and we'll look at that. So I do want to start off, and I do want to bring practices in instead of me just talking about mindfulness and talking about meditation and talking about affirmations. I just want to bring some practices in. So I encourage all of us to start off by just taking a nice refreshing breath in and a breath out. A breath in and smile. And breath out and sigh. And one more time, breath in and smile. And breath out and sigh. Releasing whatever you want to let go of for the next half hour. We don't have to hold on to anything. So a mindfulness practice is to bring our awareness to something without judgment. So we're bringing our awareness to the present moment without judgment, without hanging on to any preconceived notions. So what I invite you to do is to use the plant as your focus point for about a minute, and I'm here the entire time. So you can pay attention to the plant just for a minute. What do you see? When you look at the plant, what do you see? Now, using your imagination, just imagine touching the plant. What would the plant feel like if you touched it? Now, if you feel comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes, lower your eyelids, or find a spot to unfocus your gaze, and bring the awareness of the plant into your mind. And using your imagination on this Earth Day, happy Earth Day, picture yourself sitting next to the plant. Sharing space with the plant. Now, as you move your awareness away from the plant, I invite you to bring your awareness to your feet. And they may be planted on the floor. They may be tucked under you like they are for me. But just bring your awareness to your feet. And as your awareness is on your feet, gently remind yourself to let go of what happened in the last moment. Don't worry about the next moment. Be present in this moment. Now I invite you to move your awareness up to your heart. And if you feel like you want to, you can put your hand on your heart and think of what your intention is for today. Whatever your intention is it to have more love, more kindness, more acceptance, more gratitude, whatever it is, silently say that to yourself 3 times. Now move your awareness back down to your feet, again, gently reminding us that we're present in this moment, releasing what happened in the last moment, not worried about the next moment, being present here without judgment or any preconceived notions. And if you have your eyes closed, I invite you to come back to your environment, to this room, and to open your eyes. So we can find ways to be mindful throughout our day. You can find times that when you leave one space and go to the next, find one thing to focus your attention. And for myself, when I focus on mindfulness practices and I remind myself to try to be present in each moment, when I feel overwhelmed, it really helps to just focus on one thing. So if I'm walking outside with the dog, I'm focused on just taking the dog for a walk, and not focused on what I have to do when getting the dog to, let's get this walk over with because I have so many things to do, but be mindful and present in the moment of walking my dog. So I know for some people that are working from home and they have kids that are schooling from home and there's a lot of different things, trying to find little times that you could be mindful. Mindful eating. I mindfully hand wash my dishes. So I'm present with the water in my hands, the soap in my hands. I'm present as I change the temperature of the water, when I soak the dishes. So being there, present, and feeling what it's like with my hands and just being there. So I encourage you during the day to find some ways to be mindful. So meditation, I know that last Wednesday I talked about different types of meditation, and I want to say something before I forget. This is an initiative by Toivo by Advocacy Unlimited, and we always encourage you to do whatever you feel comfortable doing. So as I go into movement, a little bit of movement, I encourage you to take care of yourself. You know yourself the best. So if I ask you to move your hands and that doesn't feel comfortable, please do what feels right to you. I give suggestions. I never ever force, or I don't want anyone to do anything they don't feel comfortable doing. I tell a lot of people I've been forced in my past, and I don't like that feeling, so I don't like having other people forced. So everyone at Toivo, all of us support personal choice, so please use your choice in what you feel comfortable doing. So when I talked about meditation last week, I talked about other forms of meditation. It doesn't have to be just guided imagery. There could be seated meditation with mantras. There could be movement meditation. For some people that feel like sitting down, sitting still is difficult. The way I use meditation is to try to get out of the cycle or circle or stinking thinking or whatever you want to call it, of ways that we continue to think some certain way and it doesn't feel right and it just makes me feel worse and worse and I keep doing it over and over. Meditation sometimes can stop that, so at least the circle doesn't keep going around, and in some cases it doesn't go down if you find your way. That, for me, sometimes my thinking starts to get really not so positive, so I want it to stay really positive, or at least neutral. Some days are days that I'm like, okay, I'll do the best I can. I'll meditate. But it gets easier and easier to build up the more that you do these practices. So the way I use meditation is to find ways to just stop that circle or cycle of thinking. So a lot of people say to me, well, I can't sit still and I can't do a mantra meditation because that involves sitting still, and then I just feel like I'm not changing my thought process. So Chris Grasso, a number of years ago, introduced the Mahasati hand meditation, which is some hand movements. And the hand movements allow you to step out of what you're thinking for a couple of minutes and then maybe come back with a different perspective. So I'm going to do these hand movements. We're going to do 4 cycles. I am going to bring my computer down so you could see my hand movements. And I have 2 cats behind me so you could see them as we're doing them. We're going to do 4 cycles. And I encourage you to follow along with me, not think too much about it. Stay out of your head. Just follow along with me, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. It's a really powerful practice that a lot of people, since I've taught them, still continue to use it when they're having a time where they can't seem to bring some relaxation into their body to feel calmer. So, and they use it and it helps them a lot. So I just want to show you the practice. I'm going to bring my computer down a little bit so you can see my hands. And you're just going to start off with your hands on your lap. So it's kind of hard for you to see my head and my hands, so you're just going to have to trust that you can follow my hands, and that's the important part. So I'm just going to take off my sweater a little bit. My 2 cats are to the right over here, Simba and Shadow. They've been my constant companions when I'm taping videos. So we're going to start off with our hands on your lap. And you're going to start off with your right hand. Your right hand's going to go up onto your belly. Your left hand's going to go up onto your right. Your right hand's going to go up to your heart, out, down. Your left hand's going to go up, out, down. And so I was trying to mirror, so I'm just going to use my right because then I don't get confused. So we're going to start that again, and I apologize. So I am not mirroring, I'm actually using my right, and it's okay if you use your left instead of your right. We just need to do one hand or the other. So I'm going to actually stay away from right and left and just ask you to follow along with the hands. Your hand goes up onto your belly. The other hand goes up onto the first hand. First hand goes up, out, down. Other hand goes up, out, down. Hand goes up onto your belly. The other hand goes up onto your first hand. First hand goes up, out, down. Other hand goes up, out, down. First hand goes up onto your belly. Left hand goes up onto your first hand. First hand goes up, out, down. Next hand goes up, out, down. Last time, first hand goes up onto your belly. Next hand goes up onto your first. First hand goes up, out, down. Next hand goes up, out, down. And now I invite you to come to stillness. Close your eyes, lower your eyelids, or find a spot to unfocus your gaze. And check in with your body and see how you feel. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So the Mahasati hand meditation is allowing us to do movement and step away from our thoughts. So For a lot of people, what happens is when they start doing movements, they can't think about whatever they were thinking about because they have to get coordinated in doing the movements. Then when you come back to whatever you were thinking about, you sometimes look at it in a different way. You see it with a different perspective. So the Mahasati hand meditation, there's YouTube videos of Chris Grasso doing it. There's YouTube videos of other people doing it. It's very powerful. You can do with the right and the left, which is how it's recommended. But I notice some people sometimes have a difficult time with right and left, and that becomes such a bigger issue than just trying to find movement in meditation and not getting hung up on, I don't know my right and my left, and that's okay. So the Mahasati hand meditation is an example of active meditation. Walking meditation is also an example of active meditation. There's ways that you can use walking meditation even in your house. They do suggest when you do walking meditation, you do it in an area that is where you can kind of release the external environment. So in an environment so you don't have to worry about cars going by or other situations that might disrupt your meditative process. So walking meditation, again, there's a lot of YouTube videos on walking meditation. Whenever somebody asks me, I've been meditating for years, they ask me what's the best form of meditation to try, I can't give that answer to anyone. We all have different feelings of meditation, whatever feels right for us. So exploring different types, figuring out what works for you. I'm a big person of supporting what works for you, you can do yourself. Something that you can do yourself that no one else has to give to you because you have it within you. So one other thing that we always have is the five senses meditation. And I learned this when I did a lot of work with Stephanie Covington, and we were working a lot on, supporting other people as we heal through trauma. So the five senses meditation is an active form of meditation, and also allows us to ground a little bit. So I'm going to invite you to take a nice breath in and breath out with a sigh. Maybe smile. Breath in and breath out with a sigh. Awesome job, everyone. So, with your eyes open, look around and name 5 things that you can see. Now 4 things that you can touch, and if you can go ahead and touch them. Now 3 things that you can hear. Now 2 things that you can smell. And now 1 thing that you can taste. And now, if you want, you can close your eyes, lower your eyelids, and check in to see how that made you feel. Were you able to release whatever you were thinking about? Were you able to be more present in your present moment? Now, if you have your eyes closed, I encourage you to open your eyes. And the last thing I want to talk about is affirmations. We are bombarded every day with negative messages that we might hear in the media. We pick up a magazine, the magazine's going to tell us we're not tall enough, we don't have the right hair color, we don't have the right clothes, but we are worthy. We can be just as positive as that might be making us feel like we're not worthy or we're not enough, because we are enough. So affirmations are a way for us to say, I am, may I, asking for more. I did a great training this weekend, breath, body, mind training, where we asked for more love, more beauty, more kindness, asking more. Positive things. We want more of things that are positive. What in your life do you want more of that's positive for you? And what does that look like? And how do you want to ask for it? It doesn't have to be how other people do affirmations. It doesn't have to be a directive where somebody comes along and decides for you what you need in your life that's positive. You get to decide that for yourself. And for me, I want more love and more kindness all the time. I want my words to bring love and kindness versus my words bringing people being upset. I never want that. And as we all try to work on every day, trying to make sure that our words bring love and kindness, that's what my goal for my day, or my intention and my affirmation is. I am surrounded by love and kindness. I am sharing love and kindness. My words bring love and kindness to others. So, what are your affirmations for today? What do you want more of? What are you? These affirmations are in the present moment, that we already have that, because we do have that within us. So, think about what your affirmations are. What do you want more of today? Your intention for today, and what do you want more of? And whatever that is, it's your personal choice. No one gets to decide that but you. So I want to end with actual meditation. And this is where you get to sit back, relax. If you could sit down, if you could lay down, if you could find a comfortable place. One thing I am going to do is I am going to put the screen where my two cats are curled up in front of the fireplace, so you can see that as a visual when you are meditating, if you want to keep your eyes open. Just so you know that I won't be on the screen as I do this meditation, but you will hear my voice. You'll continue to hear the music that I have playing in the background. But I kind of think it's a nice visual to see the two cats in front of the fireplace. And as I'm sharing my home with you, and we're sharing each other's homes, I want you to experience what it's like when I get to see my two cats curled up in front of the fireplace, and how it brings me a lot of joy. So I encourage you to sit back, relax, lay down if you can, sit down, find a comfortable spot. And I am going to move the screen so you can see the cats. Let's see, can you see both of them? Yeah, you can kind of see both of them. This is Shadow, and this is Simba. And they love the fireplace. So I encourage you to close your eyes, lower your eyelids, and find a spot to unfocus your gaze. And I'm going to have us breathe with some counting. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and try to breathe with your nose. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Allow your breath to return to a nice, relaxing pace. And now I invite you to bring your awareness to the top of your head and check in to see if you're storing any stress. And imagine releasing it with your breath. Now, can you bring your awareness to your ears? And can you release any tension that you might have around your ears? Can you bring your awareness to your neck? And if you need, you can stretch your neck one side to the other, releasing any stress that you might have from the night that's stored up in your neck that you just want to release. And imagine with every breath that you take in, you're breathing in tranquility and you're exhaling tension. Can you bring your awareness to your shoulders? Can you imagine releasing your shoulders down, away from your ears? Can you imagine taking the weight that you might be carrying on your shoulders off and releasing your shoulders even farther away from your ears? Can you bring your awareness to your arms, to your hands? And can you imagine kind of getting the stress out of your fingers by wiggling your fingers and flinging the stress out of your fingers? And can you bring your awareness to your heart and think of one thing that you have to be grateful for today? We may have so many things that are stressing us out. We always have a number of things to be grateful for. What are you grateful for today? Can you bring your awareness to your back? Can you imagine releasing any tension that you might have in your back and releasing it and letting it go? Can you bring your awareness to the spot behind your knees? Can you bring your awareness to your ankles and how they connect to your legs? And finally, can you bring your awareness to the bottom of your feet? And just imagine with every breath you take in, you're breathing in peace and tranquility. And every breath you release, you're releasing any stress and tension. And one last time, check in from the top of your head all the way down through your shoulders,
through your belly, out through your legs, and into your feet, releasing any tension and stress that might be stored at any part of your body. And whenever you're ready, I encourage you to roll over if you're laying down on your right side. Your right side, when you're laying on your right side, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which increases the calming effect of meditation. And you can stay there for as long as you want, as long as you're able to continue the effects of relaxation. And as you're laying there, if you continue to sit in the spot that you're in, I encourage you to remind yourself of what your heart's intention is for today.
I encourage you to find a way to connect your thoughts, your actions, and your words to your heart's intention. If you have your eyes closed, I encourage you to open your eyes and come back to your environment. You could stay seated, you could lay down. Again, this is an initiative by Toivo by Advocacy Unlimited. I will see you next Wednesday. I am having problems with my video. I apologize. I hope you have an amazing week. I will see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Have an amazing week and take care. Thank you.